Kit Harington's Jon Snow spin-off confirmed everything we know so far. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel where fantasy meets strategy and nostalgia fuels our digital adventures. In the land where winter is always coming, and the dead never sleep, a familiar face is returning to the cold wastelands of Westeros. The long-rumored, long-anticipated Jon Snow spin-off series is no longer a whisper in the wind, it's officially happening. That's right, Kit Harington is back. The sword, the scars, the duty, he's bringing it all with him in a brand new Game of Thrones sequel show, and today, we're diving deep into everything we know so far. The official confirmation. Let's start with what kicked the fandom into a frenzy. On June 2022, The Hollywood Reporter first broke the story. HBO is actively developing a Jon Snow-centric sequel series, with Kit Harington attached not just as the star, but also as an executive producer. Yes, you heard that right. This isn't just a cameo or a flashback. It's a full-blown sequel. A continuation of the Game of Thrones saga, set after the events of Season 8. And if you're wondering whether HBO was serious or just testing the waters, let me make it crystal clear, George R.R. Martin himself confirmed it on his blog, saying, yes, there is a Jon Snow show in development, and yes, it was Kit who brought the idea to us. That's massive. Kit Harington didn't just sign on, he pitched it. For fans disillusioned by how Game of Thrones ended, this could be redemption. A second chance. A new chapter for one of the most beloved characters in modern TV history. But what will it be about? And how will it fix, or further complicate, the legacy of Thrones? Where we last saw Jon Snow. To understand where the spin-off might go, we need to remember where Jon Snow left off. Season 8's finale was controversial, to say the least. After killing Daenerys Targaryen to save the realm from tyranny, Jon was imprisoned. To maintain peace, he was banished to the Night's Watch, a poetic return to the place where his journey began. But that wasn't the end. In the final scene, we saw Jon heading beyond the wall, deep into the snowy forests, alongside the free folk. No Iron Throne, no crown, no glory, just exile. Was he leaving forever, starting a new life? Was he becoming king beyond the wall? These were the questions fans were left asking. And now, the spin-off might finally provide answers. The working title, Snow. The rumored title of the series. Snow. Simple, stark, haunting, just like the character himself. George R.R. Martin confirmed this as the working title, adding even more credibility to how far along the development process actually is. In fact, he noted that 4 spin-off shows were in development, but Snow was the only direct sequel, and the only one being led by an original cast member. And here's the twist. While the prequels like House of the Dragon delve into the past, Snow is unique, it's forging a new path forward. Kit Harington's role. Kit Harington isn't just donning the black cloak again, he's stepping into a much larger creative role. As executive producer, Kit has significant creative input. According to George R.R. Martin, the initial idea, concept development, and even early staffing were all spearheaded by Kit. He's not just acting. He's shaping the story. Why is this important? Because Kit Harington knows Jon Snow. He lived the character for nearly a decade. He understands the trauma, the duty, the inner turmoil. And he knows what fans want to see. In fact, Kit has previously spoken about the mental toll Game of Thrones took on him. After the series ended, he entered rehab for stress and exhaustion. Coming back now suggests not just passion, but purpose. Potential returning characters. With Jon Snow back in the mix, fans have one burning question: who else could return? Let's break down the most likely candidates. 1. Tormund Giantsbane, last seen riding beyond the wall with Jon. If the show is set in the far north, Tormund is practically guaranteed. His loyalty, humor, and chemistry with Jon are too good to pass up. 2. Ghost. Yes, Jon's direwolf. After the outrage of Ghost being ignored in Season 8, fans deserve justice. Expect the goodest boy to make a heroic return. 3. Arya Stark. She set off west of Westeros, but Arya's connection to Jon is strong. A cameo. A rescue mission. Never say never. 4. Bran Stark, the three-eyed raven, now king of the Six Kingdoms. Bran could play a role in political tension if Jon ever tries to return. Bran's cold logic versus Jon's empathy. There's drama waiting there. 5. Samwell Tarly. Now a Grand Maester, Sam could provide the intellectual guidance Jon lacks. Their friendship was the emotional backbone of early Thrones. While these returns aren't confirmed, HBO loves a nostalgic callback. And these characters would be natural fits for a sequel. Storyline possibilities. So what will the Snow series actually be about? Let's explore the most popular theories and possibilities. 1. Jon becomes king beyond the wall. The free folk respect Jon. He led them, fought for them, and bled for them. It's possible that Snow begins with Jon uniting the tribes beyond the wall. A new kind of kingdom. Free, wild, and honorable. 2. The rise of a new threat. The White Walkers are gone, or are they? Magic still lingers in Westeros. Some fans believe the Night King's death didn't destroy all the darkness. Perhaps something worse lurks beyond the lands no map dares show. 3. A return to Westeros. What if Jon is called back? What if political chaos or a new Targaryen heir rises to power? Could Jon face his past, reclaim his heritage as Aegon Targaryen, or finally confront his Stark roots? 4. Rebuilding the Night's Watch. What's left of the Night's Watch? What's its purpose now? Is Jon forced to build something new? A guardian force. Not just for the realm, but for the balance of power between man and magic. 5. Redemption and identity. More than anything, Snow might be a character study. Jon is a man shattered by war, betrayal, love, and destiny. His journey could mirror themes of trauma, purpose, and legacy. There's also the question of whether Jon will ever find peace, or if, like so many before him, he's doomed to carry the burden of duty forever. Where it fits in the Game of Thrones universe. HBO has built a sprawling Westeros cinematic universe. With House of the Dragon exploring the Targaryen Civil War, and more spin-offs like A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms in development, Snow represents the other side of the timeline, the future. This offers HBO a major advantage. They're no longer bound by source material. No books, no expectations, just a blank canvas. But it's also risky. Without George R.R. Martin's novels to guide the story, the writing team must strike a careful balance between innovation and continuity. Still, the potential is undeniable. Snow could answer lingering questions left by Game of Thrones. It could connect to House of the Dragon through ancient lore. And it could redefine what comes after the Song of Ice and Fire. Production status. So where does the series stand in production? As of early 2025, the show has moved from early development to active development. That means scriptwriting is underway. Kit Harington is involved in story workshops. And HBO is reportedly scouting filming locations in Iceland, Northern Ireland, and even Greenland. Filming has not officially begun, but with the recent industry stabilization following the writers' strikes of 2023-2024, HBO has ramped up efforts on all their fantasy IPs. Industry insiders suggest a possible release window of late 2026 or early 2027. Fan reactions. The reaction